Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to a very special episode of News Dose, the E3 edition. We've been waiting for a very long time for E3, and we actually have 3 events to talk about today. We got the big Xbox Bethesda event that we've been waiting for what feels like forever, and then we also have the Square Enix and Ubisoft event as well. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say the Xbox event was just absolutely excellent, and very excited to talk about what they had there today. But then you also had Ubisoft, and I think they put a fairly solid event together. Though Square Enix, I would say that they're probably the weakest of the 3, but still, they did have a couple good games there, so we will talk about that as well. To start things off, though, let's talk about Xbox because there's just a lot to unpack here. And right away, let's focus on their exclusive content. I know that's what a lot of you all want to know about, so let's take a look at their first-party games. Well, the good news is they had a lot of first-party content at this event. In fact, we're going to be talking about 10 different first-party games revealed here today, and that is just crazy. Now, there's been a lot of discussion with Starfield in the last year, and pretty much ever since Xbox acquired Bethesda. There's been that constant discussion on whether or not Bethesda games will be exclusive to Xbox going forward, and I think they made it very evident today that yes, Bethesda games will absolutely be exclusive to Xbox. Now, with this Starfield teaser, they didn't really reveal any kind of gameplay or anything like that. It just kind of shows you the theme, but they did answer that exclusivity question as well as a release date. Starfield will, yes, be an Xbox console exclusive, and it will release on November 11th of 2022. So that is a little bit of a wait, but this is a big get for Xbox. I mean, you're talking about a Bethesda game studio game being exclusive to Xbox, and, you know, from this point forward, I don't think that there should be any more debate on whether or not Bethesda games are going to be exclusive to Xbox or not. It was pretty much confirmed at this event, and not just with Starfield. See, they actually ended the event with an Arcane game, which is another Bethesda studio, by the name of Redfall. Now, Redfall was highly interesting. This is like some kind of vampire game where you have superpowers, and you can either play it as a single-player game or cooperatively, depending on how you want to play. But it really does look fascinating. Now, we've only seen a CGI trailer so far, but there's a lot of hints as to what this game will be. You're going to be able to use superpowers. There's going to be some crazy-looking vampire enemies. You know, each character has their own identity. It seems to have a good personality to it, and this game has so much potential. And for that matter, I mean, you're talking about Arcane Studios. This is the studio behind games like Prey and Dishonored. They are incredibly talented, and that's what's most exciting about Redfall. You know, of course, it's got a cool setting and everything, but considering it's coming from Arcane, I do expect this to be a really cool release. And, you know, the good news is that we're not going to have to wait too long to play this game. This game will be out in summer of 2022. And once again, Xbox made it very clear that Bethesda games will be Xbox console exclusives, and that includes Redfall. But yeah, what an interesting reveal. I'm very excited to see more about Redfall in the future. Now, we also got that big Halo Infinite reveal, and now we kind of all expected this going in, but wow, this one exceeded all of my expectations by far. I was blown away by the multiplayer reveal of this game. The visuals look fantastic. There's a lot of customization. There was a ton of new weapons in the trailer alongside vehicles, and that hook shot. Now, I wasn't really sold on the hook shot originally, but they showed a lot of things that you could do with the hook shot in this trailer. You could grab weapons off the ground. You can pull yourself into the sky and shoot from high above. You can pull people in. You can attach yourself to vehicles, and there was just a lot you could do with the hook shot, and it looks like a really fun feature. And that's just overall my take from this Halo Infinite multiplayer reveal. It just looks like a ton of fun. It kind of reminds me of classic Halo games, which is exactly what I want, but there's more going into it. So this is exactly what I wanted to see with Halo Infinite's multiplayer, and, you know, again, I was just absolutely blown away with what they showed in the multiplayer reveal. And what's so crazy about this is that this game mode is completely free to play. Now, Halo's always been a massive franchise, and it's that flagship franchise for Xbox. But having this game as a free-to-play game, and as good as it looks, Halo Infinite is going to be massive this holiday. I think a lot of people are going to go out and buy the Xbox Series this holiday for Halo Infinite alone. It just looks great, and you know what? I just really could not be any happier with the multiplayer reveal for Halo Infinite. And the good news is that they did confirm that yes, Halo Infinite's multiplayer and single player will launch side by side. There was some concerns that maybe that wouldn't happen, but it has been confirmed now that yes, Halo Infinite's multiplayer and single player will launch side by side, which would mean you will get that full Halo experience this holiday. Now, they have not given it an official release date just yet, but they are staying committed to that holiday release. Now, they did also show a little bit of the story as well, and even though we didn't get to see single player gameplay yet, the story itself is actually really interesting. I wasn't really huge in the Halo 5 story, but from the small little bit that we have seen of Halo Infinite, you know, with new Tana and everything, it really does sound very interesting. I mean, really, I can honestly say after watching both the single player and multiplayer reveal of Halo Infinite today that I am sold on this game. I am not concerned even in the slightest after what they showed today. Very excited and cannot wait for Halo Infinite. Now, I could probably talk a lot more about Halo Infinite, but we do need to move on. So let's actually talk about two different teasers that they showed today. And one is coming from Avalanche Studios being Contraband. Now, this was a very vague teaser, to say the least, but the two things that we do know is that this is some kind of cooperative open-world game and that it's being developed by Avalanche Studios, and that's actually kind of exciting on its own. I mean, this is an Xbox exclusive title being developed by Avalanche Studios, which is a proven AAA developer making games like Just Cause 4. So for Xbox fans, that alone should be exciting, just to have that confirmation that Avalanche Studios is working on some kind of Xbox-related game. Now, we still need to see what this game is like, but for me, the more exciting tease was actually the confirmation for The Outer Worlds 2. Now, we've talked about this game in the past, but it was officially confirmed and probably one of the best trailers that I've ever seen. I've always believed that the original Gears of War Mad World trailer was just the best trailer that I've ever seen, but I have to say, the confirmation for The Outer Worlds 2 goes right up there at the top with some of the best trailers I've just ever personally seen. It was absolutely amazing. It was so tongue-in-cheek in how it poked fun at other E3 type of trailers where, you know, they really try to hype up their reveal by doing slow CGI work and lens flare, and, you know, this was just an hilarious trailer, just the perfect way to announce The Outer Worlds 2. Now, with that said, they did pretty much confirm here that all they really have for this game right now is just a confirmation of the title. So, you know, this game is still early in development. It's going to be a while before this game officially releases, but, you know, I really do believe in Obsidian Entertainment. The first game was really good, and I'll be very interested to see what they can do with Xbox's budget. You know, the first game was published by Private Divisions, and it was a AA game. But with the budget from Microsoft, I'm curious if they decide to make this more of a AAA style game. So we'll have to wait and see on that, but definitely a very, very exciting RPG. Another really exciting game that they announced, though, and this one's actually releasing this holiday, would be Forza Horizon 5. Now, there was a lot of rumors that a Forza Horizon 5 that was in Mexico was going to be announced at this E3, and, well, that's exactly what they did. And, wow, this game looks just absolutely stunning. I mean, when you see Forza Horizon 5, at times it really does look realistic, and the reason for that is because that it uses photogrammetry data to make this stuff look even more real. Like, the skies in this game are literally real skies from Mexico. So just very impressive in terms of visuals, and, you know, this is the power of the Xbox Series X. Now, we pretty much know what to expect from the Forza Horizon franchise. These are amazing racing games, some of the best racing games ever made, in my honest opinion. But what's really exciting is that this game is actually out this holiday on November 9th. So Xbox's holiday is suddenly looking a lot better with both Halo and Forza Horizon 5 both releasing holiday of 2021. Now, with that said, the rest of the Xbox 2021 lineup is really starting to come together now, as we got some new release dates for several Xbox first-party games today. That includes a new Sea of Thieves expansion, A Pirate's Life, which actually is a crossover to the Pirates of Caribbean universe. Yeah, Disney continues to make its mark of the game industry as they continue to license out their IP to all of these different publishers. And you know what? I think Sea of Thieves and Pirates of the Caribbean is the perfect crossover. This one actually has a lot of potential to work out very well, and it releases on June 22nd. Now, then you also have Flight Simulator. I know there's been a lot of excitement for this game as it released last year for the PC, but we want to see this game on the Xbox Series, and you'll be able to do that next month on July 27th. Now, for me, one of the games that I've been most excited about for a very long time is Psychonauts 2. I've talked about this game plenty in the past. I've already supported this game over on Fig when they first announced it years ago, and they will officially be releasing it on August 25th. Now, as for this last title, this is a sneaky, big franchise with Age of Empires 4. Age of Empires 4 releases on October 28th. So there you have it. Looks like the Xbox lineup is really starting to shape together, and really that's just the first party titles. It gets even better because almost every game that they announced today will also be coming to Xbox Game Pass day one. It is absolutely crazy just how excellent of a service Xbox Game Pass truly is, and after today it was very clear that for the next 2 years, Xbox Game Pass subscribers are just going to be feasting. It really is crazy, and I'll actually put up a picture here just to kind of show you what you can expect for the next 2 years. I mean, this is just some of the games that's coming to Xbox Game Pass day one for the next 2 years. This is just phenomenal. I mean, there's a lot of really exciting games on this list. It includes Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is coming to Game Pass today, by the way. Then you also have Sable, The Gunk, Hades, which is a proven Game of the Year winner. You have Plague Tale Requiem, which they just announced today. Eiyuden Chronicles, I know that's going to make a lot of you JRPG fans out there happy. And then Stalker 2. I mean, there are some truly great games on this list. And actually, let's talk about A Plague Tale Requiem real quick. Out of all the third-party games that they announced today, this is the one that excites me the most. If you have not played A Plague Tale already, you absolutely need to do that. This game is actually already on Xbox Game Pass, and it is legitimately probably one of the best single-player experiences that released last generation. It's a very unique game in how it plays, with its stealth mechanics, and you play as two vulnerable children running away from the Inquisition in a rat-infested world. It's a very unique and good game. So I'm extremely excited that they're making a sequel to this game. Now, I'm also really excited for Stalker 2 and then Eiyuden Chronicles. Now, with Eiyuden Chronicles, I was a little surprised to see that was coming to Xbox Game Pass, but for you JRPG fans, this is kind of a spiritual successor to one of the all-time great JRPGs, Suikoden. So definitely Eiyuden with that Octopath Traveler art style is going to be something worth paying attention to. There's a reason that there were so many people that helped kickstart this game earlier this year, but just to see Xbox get another good looking JRPG like this day one, you can definitely tell that Xbox is putting in the work to get more Japanese games into Xbox Game Pass. Regardless though, just what a great showcase from Xbox. There was a lot of first party content here. Xbox Game Pass continues to look absolutely amazing. And then there were several good-looking third-party games as well, including A Plague Tale Requiem, Eiyuden, and Stalker 2. So for me, I would say this Xbox showcase was very strong and a great way to start off the generation for the Xbox Series. Now, this is E3, of course, so we still have more events to talk about, and let's take a look at that Ubisoft event. They had 3 games here that I thought were very noteworthy, starting off with Rainbow Six Extraction. We've been waiting for a very long time to see what exactly this game is, and they finally revealed it with a pretty lengthy gameplay reveal. And this game actually looks pretty good. It's kind of a combination of Left 4 Dead with Rainbow Six Siege. You have the Rainbow Six Siege operators that you've come to know and love, but it's got that cooperative gameplay where you take on waves and waves of enemies. Though instead of you fighting up against something like, let's say, zombies, you're actually fighting against aliens. And I actually think this is a pretty nice change of pace. I'd rather see aliens than zombies by this point. And they did show some pretty cool mechanics and how the different nests work and everything. I thought it actually looked like a lot of fun. And if you do like cooperative PvE type of games, then I think Rainbow Six Extraction is going to be an excellent title that releases on September 16th of this year. So it's only a little more than 3 months away. Now, for you Nintendo Switch fans, this next one's going to make you all really happy because they confirmed that yes, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope does indeed exist. Mario plus Rabbids is officially getting a sequel, which isn't nearly as big of a surprise as what you may think it would be. Reportedly, Mario plus Rabbids is actually the best-selling third-party game on the Nintendo Switch. And it absolutely deserves it because, truthfully, I really do believe that Mario plus Rabbids is one of the best Mario spin-offs to ever exist. It really is that good. It's super wacky. The tactical gameplay is both smart and fun. And, you know, there's just a lot that they can do with the sequel here. And that's the thing. They really do seem to be expanding the Mario plus Rabbids universe. We can obviously see right away that they did add Rosalina as a character with having that Rosalina Rabbid. But not only that, but you're actually going to be traveling to different universes. That will be very interesting to see how that works. And even the tactical gameplay, and I'm not exactly sure how this works, but it looks like the movement from turn to turn is different. I'll have to see more on that and see how that exactly works, but I'm actually really excited for this Mario plus Rabbids sequel. I already have it pre-ordered and everything, and if you haven't already played the first game, I do highly encourage you to do so. Now, Ubisoft also had one other announcement that is interesting, though we definitely need to see some more on it before I get too excited, and that's for a new Avatar game. Yeah, a new Avatar game was revealed for 2022, and this game certainly has a lot of potential. I mean, Avatar alone, just from its world, is both atmospheric and mesmerizing, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do with a world like this. And that's where things get really exciting because this game is actually being handled by Massive Entertainment. Now, if you don't know who they are, they've worked on games like The Division 2, so they certainly are talented, and, you know, with them having control of an IP like this could make for a good combination. Again, I'm going to have to wait to see more gameplay on this, but I at least thought this announcement was certainly interesting. So I think the Ubisoft event overall was relatively solid. Now, with that said, I'm not sure I can say the same thing with the Square Enix event. Yeah, I would say the Square Enix event was a little disappointing, but with that said, there was still a couple good games here that they showed, and we'll talk about those just real quick. The first of which would be that Guardians of Galaxy game. We talked about this a week or two ago as it leaked out online, and this game actually looks really good. Now, this is coming from somebody who's never watched a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, so I don't really know much about this franchise, but I thought it looked really good, actually. It was funny, the gameplay looked good, and you actually had meaningful decisions. Just from seeing the gameplay revealed this today, I'm actually interested in this game, and this very possibly could be my first ever Guardians of the Galaxy experience. And that's the really cool part about this reveal. I actually found myself interested in this, and that means for you Guardians of the Galaxy fans out there, I imagine you all are really stoked to play this game when it releases later this year on October 26th. Now, for a franchise that I actually am very familiar of, though, would be Final Fantasy, and they did reveal a new Final Fantasy game today. Now, we talked about this game a couple weeks back as this game did leak out online, being Final Fantasy Origins, developed by Team Ninja. Now, the last time we talked about this game, it was believed to be a PlayStation exclusive, but it was actually confirmed to be a multi-platform release. That means it will come to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, so that is great news for everybody. Now, unfortunately, though, I'm not exactly sold on this game yet. I was expecting a lot more from this because, you know, Team Ninja is incredibly talented. This was being explained as a Final Fantasy meets Neo type game, and if you haven't played Neo, we'll call it Final Fantasy meets Dark Souls. So that's the type of game that it was supposed to be, but, you know, that I didn't really see that here. It looked more like Devil May Cry than it did Dark Souls, though maybe I need to play this game for myself at first. But from what they did show, I wasn't overly impressed by this. This is definitely going to be something that I have to try for myself. But because this is being developed by Team Ninja, I'm going to hold hope that it is better than what this trailer showed, because, you know, Team Ninja is incredibly talented. But yeah, overall, I was not super impressed with the Square Enix event as a whole. They also showed Babylon's Fall, and I'm not going to get into that today, but that game in specific was a major disappointment. I might talk about that a little bit later on. We are running out of time here, so yeah, overall, again, Square Enix event was just not that impressive to me. With that said, I really enjoyed the first couple of days of E3. I thought the Xbox event, again, was excellent. I thought the Ubisoft event was overall pretty solid, and, you know, at least there was a couple good games revealed at that Square Enix event. But let me know in the comments below on what you thought about E3, and let me know some of your favorite announcements. With that said, though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Also, if you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, thank you for making this content possible. Peace out.